if we're thinking about those governance systems, what of those are represented in what we have now? And what needs to be there if they're not represented?
So you want to start with the governance?
Yes.
I'm good with that too.
The concept. Because I think there will be a few people who aren't here
Right.
that will want to be here for the principles. Because the government is not the issue. It's really the principles that are the main conversation.
Either way. Well, if we look at it, what's kind of frustrating for me on it is that the concept, you see, A has what, 3 categories currently. It's AAA, continued principles and purposes of government, but they mixed in like disputes, resolve dispute, that whole dispute resolution thing is in there. And decision making is under A, and I would prefer to see those broken out into those categories myself. I don't know how other people feel about that, and just call that a concept.
Okay, so the C is the same way. C has a couple of different lines.
Exactly.
So here's my question. If we, so can we say which ones are there? So which ones do you find there right now?
Dispute resolution, decision making, structure of government is in there.
Okay, so this one, are they're just boxes right now. They need to be, so we have to create a strand, right?
Well, they're actually in a strand, but they're not called what they are,
Right.
which is a funny thing.
But we find dispute resolution.
Yep.
We find decision making.
Yep.
What structure of government, what strand is there?
It's under C, processes of governmental systems, and there's identify and explain the functions of the 3 branches of government. So there's that in there. It's basically 1 page. And then later there's also under C, distinguish between powers and functions of local, state, and federal government.
So here's the question. Do we want to make, should one of these be A?
That's
One
what
of
I'm
these
thinking,
B?
yeah.
One of these C? Should we just create, here's 6 strands?
What do you guys think? Or do any of those collapse into each other? So that there's not 6, there's 5 or whatever, right?
I think it could be. I'm actually wondering if some of those will end up being even more, so it may not be.
Okay.
The structure of government seems pretty big. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think so too. I think as a start, make those all 6 strands, right? Or concepts.
Right, 6 concepts.
Yeah. What do you think, Shelley?
Yeah. I would prefer a single layer across, than 1 layer across and multiple layers down if you can.
Yeah, I do too.
Which one's A? We'll just type them in.
Is that important?
Huh?
Are you thinking importance? or
Well, I don't
doesn't
know.
matter?
I just want.
Well, I'm almost wondering, just before we jump full log into it, there's a nice regional saying.
It is regional.
So when I was talking, everyone feel comfortable with it, because when I was talking about citizen involvement, how citizens get involved in government, the way I was thinking of it, it could actually probably fit in structure of government as maybe an element of structure of government, or do we want to keep structure of government completely different?
I would agree with you.
Okay. Because that's the way I was thinking of it,
Right.
but maybe there's another way of
But I think we put what the other way of thinking about it, I think it's going to fall on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
What if it's something along the lines that describe how people have tried to improve their communities over time? And looking at the way citizens are involved and they may be involved in trying to improve things. And so that's the C3 language that they use in one of their things. Is that not a part of being a
Right.
citizen of the school, you're a citizen of these.
Yeah.
Before we even look at this, the roles that we expect as an overarching country citizen to be voting, some of those things maybe come a little, I don't know.
Maybe what we do, Craig, is use what you said and do the six the way they are, and then we'll see how they collapse. Keep them general.
If you collapse them much, then you will end up with structure of government which has an A, B, and C now, which is like we have now. And maybe that's fine.
Because you could do structure of government in lots of different ways.
As citizen involvement, as true what are structures of government definitions. So that's 2 layers for sure.
I guess I've gotten full circle to go back to what you said. Say, let's just do it out this way. How the rest of you also, but let's just go ahead and use those as concepts, just in order you've written them down, and then try to make them work.
Okay.
You could, yeah. Yeah, depending on how you write it, right? If you want to just right below that, you see those are all the dispute resolution ones. Just instead
Are all 3 of those? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes some good sense.
And just take that continued
Yep.
out, just make that,
A.
yeah, some form of dispute resolution, some concept that's about dispute resolution.
Yep. So should there be a phrase, or is that the concept? Under governance systems, the concept is methods to resolve disputes or dispute resolution. That's the name, not the case. Okay. Okay, here's the other one then. Grade 3 is up here. We're just following this order and we'll change it. Yep.
Is there a difference between dispute resolution and decision making?
Well, a decision is like, where are we going to eat lunch? But if I hadn't wanted to eat lunch there and threw a fit, no. I don't want to eat lunch there, and I don't want you all to eat lunch there. That becomes.
Well, I like to
I don't like it, so you can't.
I don't like people know what's up like that.
Yeah, I actually like the distinction that they make in here. Because down lower they talk about decisions, how decisions are made, enforced, interpreted at different levels and different places versus the dispute, which are all about demonstrating how to do a dispute, how to resolve a dispute peacefully.
Okay, so look at those 4. Do we need anything in grade 4 or 5? Or does grade K3 take care of it? Do we grades 4 and 5, do we put it into a historical context and apply, or even do the one that has grade 3, do it within the historical context
Of Missouri.
of Missouri than the United States?
And a lot of other curriculums, that seems to be how they do it.
Right.
And once you get to the history, just to get in there, and then
Right.
talk about it.
To dispute something history and history. Yeah.
Think we specifically say that? Or do you think you could say something like, is in second grade or that's?
Well, look at this one. Look at that one. It's already asking to analyze.
I mean, you could do something like that and just copy and paste that, or do we specifically need to say in the state of Missouri, in these times?
Well, this one didn't. I think we take out such as parents.
Yes.
Right. On the, this one. Right.
I think what they mean is that you may use parents, teachers, and principals to help resolve the dispute. Like you would, at best, you would, there'd be an adult that would come in and help you peacefully resolve it.
Right.
Not sure that's
What?
We're not talking about the dispute being
No, I'm
by
talking
the
about
parents.
the dispute being between the parents, I don't think. I think they
Oh,
mean that the
okay.
parent would come in and help resolve the dispute.
I thought you meant go get the principal.
No, like if
Yeah.
the principal, like I would say, there's times where I'll have kids that aren't getting along and
Okay,
they come
you're
and see
saying-
me and I have to help them resolve the dispute and then I make them do something fun,
I
like
would
play
still
sorry.
What did we say, how did we do from this to that? What was that language? To colonial times? From early settlement? Is that what we said? From early settlement to colonial times? And then from colonial times to World War II?
I keep thinking, honestly.
I remember we had
second
land bridge
semester-
and
Second
Patrick
semester of
said-
grade 4, they go right back to all those same issues they had in kindergarten. I don't know if anybody else, but there are these disputes that picked up. And about this time of the year right now, there are lots of disputes amongst the kids. I'm just wondering if there's, right, I mean, I feel like, I almost feel like we would do something with the adults at the younger ages and then start to get, you know what I'm saying? Like the adults would be helping resolve disputes in kindergarten. But then by 4th and 5th grade, helping see if they have the skills and working with them to create those skills and resolving disputes on their own. Now, I know that's not necessarily in the functions of a government, but I find it interesting that we say, explain how to resolve disputes in kindergarten, but their kids are still having those same disputes in 4th grade.
Well, they are as
In high school.
adults too, right?
Yeah. So I'm wondering if there's not, and I don't know, that may just be me, but
Well,
now, if you're looking at from there, I'm thinking compromises in the Constitutional Convention.
right,
Missouri compromise is a little.
right. So I think there's some great examples historically how we can say we resolved a dispute. We thought about it.
But now, are we not doing the same thing where this is crossing back over? You see what I'm saying? Back into just the American, not that it's, I guess it's where they probably have the same discussion. I know 4th and 5th grade, the hard part is actually U.S. history. No, I'm just wondering if we're putting specific information about just the U.S. government in this line here. Not that it matters, I mean, it really doesn't matter, I guess, because the idea is the kids are gonna get it, whether it's 1 or 2, but.
Right.
And that, we may talk simply about it, maybe.
That
What, I was looking more at the green.
That was from our last time we were together.
Oh, okay.
We talked about, don't forget, we have nothing mentioned about that.
Yeah, that probably gives them principles though, right, the founding document.
Now it does, yes. Thank you for pointing that out.
Run that up there and stick it back in.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yep. You know it. Okay. Do we have the decision making already?
Yeah, there is.
Is this it?
It's in C, I believe.
This one?
Yep. And also, yeah, there's two of them. The first C and then the second C. That's a little bit. So above that one.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There's a more.
That's more there than
Yeah.
here.
Just have to switch around the order to take the grade level focus. You got state government all the way out there in fourth. Federal, looks like those, right?
This one?
Find something right in section. Yeah, we just need to change that, maybe to regions, put communities over here with schools. And then change that to regions.
But is there a regional, tell me how, what would that look like at the regional level?
There's a county,
Huh?
like I can vote in the county election, but I can't vote in the city election.
So would that be regional then? Decision making
Well,
for
that's
voting?
That's about as far as you can go, I don't know what else.
Depends on where we look, and I'm gonna go back to that question of what we're looking at for regions.
Yeah, if I read it's bigger than just chairman.
Are we talking just state regions, or are we talking national regions?
Well, it could be
It's
either.
it depends on the time of the year,
Right,
or when you, how you structure units.
because it could be, their decision making by the court level,
That's what I
their
think the
circuit courts that
are
are regional.
Larger.
Right, there's either the big federal circuit courts, or there's our small circuit courts in the state.
I think that if you were to say regional, I think we should put an example, because it would be really hard to think of that, like courts is the only thing that I can think of right off. But there would be, it would be regional or government. Or a county. Yeah.
Do what?
How did we word regions and geography?
Go to your draft thing last night. That was easy to do.
Yeah.
One of the lakes I was, it isn't in the C3, but it is in the way, my other favorite area, which is Connecticut, talks about some of these, which is they illustrate historical and contemporary needs of changing society, not just decision making, but they look at things like, why did the South view laws concerning slavery and civil rights differently than other parts of the country? How do people in the Southwestern United States view certain immigration laws differently today? What should the region do with federal laws opposed to the beliefs and values of the region? Are the essential questions, so they're kind of looking at how the regions may look at different things differently.
We need, we need to still look at essential questions when we make.
Right, and I just want to say, they call it, it's under civics, illustrate historical and contemporary needs of changing society, but I don't know how that fits with this decision-making thing.
So do you think that, talked about interpreted, so are we also then dealing with some court system stuff there?
Yeah. Enforced.
Enforced is really the
Is, exactly.
executive branch.
Interpreted is
legislative,
judicial.
right.
And, yeah. And that's what they're
Really,
doing, they're breaking
right.
down the three branches, they're just not calling it that.
Right. You're right.
But that's incorporated?
Second,
And,
because the first grade is really more focused on school and what your community is serving. Police chief is in charge of enforcing. Council are the ones who actually write the laws.
is there any reason we have to have it in here? Or we just not have it in second grade, because it doesn't fit with our expanding horizon feeling
Well, it does
We-
with regional,
with,
like a circuit court.
with courts, but it doesn't really with maybe enforcement, I guess.
It does with
Could.
the court. I don't know that it
Yeah.
works with, well, unless you're thinking about the county as a region. The county is, I live within,
And then you would have all.
right, you would have all of them in the county. Not everybody had the same experience. You live in St. Louis County. Is there any unincorporated parts in St. Louis?
Yep. Right outside of Benton, and some other places there are.
There are some unincorporated parts.
But St. Louis County in and of itself is a whole, that St. Louis County city thing, that's a whole.
Right, it's its own city state.
It's its own, that whole thing, and there's actually, that's why that maybe it's better together, get better together, moving right now to try to combine the two.
So you're saying that,
The same municipalities in just St. Louis County.
okay, so
How many?
there,
I think it's like 90.
there isn't any land that isn't
There are,
included in.
they have some that some reason, I know like when I've looked at different, there's parts that are unincorporated areas that fall into our school district.
So unincorporated means basically rural or doesn't, it's not
necessarily rural, but for
in
some reason it's not necessarily a part of
Not in one of those
Yeah,
one of those
it's just that-
municipalities.
Okay,
the whole system.
it's a part of the county, but it's not.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
that's really principles of the public, right? Where there's,
I guess so.
don't you think?
Decision making.
Because this is the how of decision making.
What do you think you said? Is that too much? Is that
I'll check that, that's
No.
too much.
Oh.
I was listening to you, but I wasn't.
If we were thinking about carrying on the regional thing, I was trying to think, well, what are regions that we could talk about? We could, to help teachers expand, we could list in parentheses, things like county, courts, Mississippi River. Because, you know, there's a authority that looks over Mississippi River and how they, you could even do geographic regions like water sharing rights.
River, what's that called? Like in Kentucky, it's TVA.
Yeah, I want to say authority as well.
Right.
But I
That
don't know
would-
what it is. Did I Google it?
Mr. B would know river. But that.
No. Mrs. Google if you really want everything. You're searching.
Very good. I'm searching the wrong one. That's,
And I'm sure there's like an Ozark Region Commission, isn't there, or something? Commission for Ozark.
Watershed or something.
White River, it's based off of White River, and it goes all the way down to Arkansas.
Yeah. So those would be some regions.
I think we're trying to find ways to make it fit, but I'm not sure that's what, if we need, if we're having to search for ways just to put something in there, because
Well, I-
put something in there.
The interesting thing that would happen would be they would find out how hard it is to do. That these things may exist, but they have hardly any power. I mean, it's really tough for them to operate because of their lack. I know in St. Louis they're always talking about the tri-state region or something like that, of trying to do economic development with Illinois. And so it's just like impossible to pull off. Even though everyone kind of generally agrees, yeah, St. Louis isn't going to do really well if right across the river is doing poorly. But working together is really tough. So, which is a valuable, yeah, which is a valuable lesson. I mean, I hear what you're saying, Patrick, on that. And how much this part would actually get cut, I'm not sure.
Well, the courts would be taught, the county would be taught. I think it's a great, depending on where you live in the state, would be if you understand the Mississippi River Commission, or if you understand the White River. I mean, they make decisions, which is from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers through White River, but they make decisions that completely affect they decided to flood a community because that's a huge decision. So who do you appeal that to? If you live in a floodplain, who do you go to for an appeal?
They did that without a vote. With ours is the James River project, all that, they went flood a bunch of farms. It's a vote.
Well, they're constantly in.
People live in the floodplain, and it was Table Rock, it was those series of lakes, and it was either, right, well, how about the Mississippi
All the
River
time.
Commission?
All the time.
What was that, like 3 years ago, when they flooded all kinds of
All the time. It seemed like every
Well, what I'm
year
saying is that
they-
decision was made somehow.
by government.
years ago, and now you live in the floodplain and you have no right. You can appeal, but it's, if they decide to do it, you're going to do it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm talking about something else. You're talking about they have the option to do it whenever they want, if it's kind of put in years ago.
Right.
Because I'm talking, they were gonna look out there to help Phyllis Lake on Springfield's water problem. That was the two of them.
So then they didn't buy that.
So it
land.
wasn't already put in
Right.
as an option.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
But now in the Branson area, where they've allowed all kinds of structures to be built near the floodplain, when they decide
Put 'em underwater.
this has been our emergency action plan. Well, now it affects business, all kinds of business, not just agriculture. The Code Commission, local entities.
different
Right.
entities not talking to each other.
It's just for federal government.
I would think there would be a need
Okay. What else do we want to add to this? You want? Lex? Shelley, you were starting to say something.
One thing I wonder about for, and maybe it's too specific, but for grades 4 and 5, and maybe even third grade, other than just describe how they're made, just where we want to have them examine some decisions, particular decisions, especially grades 4 and 5, where we're kind of in history years or now.
How,
Significant, decisions made by the.
right.
Is that something to explore there, or describe and analyze, crank it up a little bit? I mean, this is really about more about what is the decision-making process.
Right.
But it's pretty much the same across the different levels.
Real quick, on this decision-making process, are we thinking about this as how do governments make decisions? Are we talking about how individuals make decisions? How do people work together to make decisions?
Yes.
Yes.
All of the above.
Within the government strength.
So everything about it.
The governance system.
Or are we
Right.
describing this simply through,
Well, there's a governance system in a school.
right, right. I'm just wondering because then I feel like when we get about here on each of these, we make this because we're trying to fit it within this piece, and we make this leap, we continue to take out how bigger systems. But is that not what this whole stream is actually in some ways about?
Right, that's what I was saying, is do we want to, should we vary it off or not, maybe not, to analyze it.
Is that my, what I'm saying? So I'm just trying, I feel like we're trying to now, we're almost trying to take, I mean, part of the government's, or one of the major roles is making decisions. I mean, eventually, we're gonna get to grade 5 and we're gonna be trying to figure out, we're gonna be trying to explain checks and balances and the thing, and how laws are made all of a sudden.
Which will be.
Yeah, right, but that's a whole
Right.
other,
But
you know what I'm
that-
saying? So that's a decision. And then
I
we
think
can-
that's where you teach those in tandem.
Right, but I'm just wondering describe how authoritative decisions are made, enforced, interpreted, but then that's a huge, I mean,
That's an existing one, by the way.
I just feel like that's a pretty big, I feel like that's actually what we're gonna then lay out and break down in all of the other lines. So does this need to be
Just a couple
short?
paragraphs in the book.
Well, I think that's a lot of it. I think if the decisions are made, that becomes Congress, that becomes, then how are they enforced, that becomes the checks and balances. How are they interpreted, that's the whole entire judicial system.
So
Right, this one, it goes this way, man.
Where is the
It's
line?
connected to all kinds of.
I'm just wondering if that's why I think we need to keep this, I almost think we just simplify this way down, make it almost a K through 2 standard on just how do people make decisions? Like, explain how people can work together to make decisions. In a classroom, or, how do people work together, just make it more about that. Because I think if we start to try, it's continue to get bigger. But I really think that's the entire, I think this last little box here, I could almost just put as the principles of the Republic literally explain how we do those things. I mean, is that in the Constitution, how we're gonna make decisions as a country? Who enforces them? Isn't that the executive branch? Is that what they actually do? Interprets them, that's the judicial branch.
Right. Well, you're not listening while I go over that.
But I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, how this all plays in. I just thought we need to simplify this way down. Rather than putting it all right here in this one line, or make this one line all of it, and say, go for it.
Yes, it connects to all of them. My argument for keeping it in here would be, this is the government system strength. So we'll define, and we'll further refine, and we will, apply it to our current system in more depth fact that we do have a process, all governments have a process, and we have one. Family to,
Which I think is a different conversation than putting the federal government on there.
so within governments.
I just think, cause I think that's different, and I think again, we get back into, are we talking about processes of a governance system? Or are we talking about the United States government? And if we're gonna talk about both, do we need to find, that's still, I still kind of like, about.
No, that's the bigger,
Right,
that's the
when we
bigger
get to
discussion.
second grade, third grade, where we have to have made that leap, we're gonna be making that leap across less because of just the way we've set the theme. And I don't feel like we need to have every box full. I think it'd be okay to leave the boxes empty and let those things be picked up someplace else.
Like the show we did that.
Agreeing to leave it empty, that's
Bam.
I feel
So
like
you're
this one-
wondering if we should have either nothing under fourth grade, or
I would go all the way back to the second
third grade.
I'm not a big fan of the second grade one. And I'm wondering about why we have authoritative decisions. Is there not a way to make, I don't know. And maybe that's where, but I struggle with the ideas of the regions. I think I feel like we're stretching and we're looking to find something that fits in within our system that may not be essential information for kids. Maybe it is. I just feel like that's, the fact that we had to go and search a whole bunch of stuff to try to figure out ways that we can make fit in there, to me says maybe this isn't really where we want to put a lot of time on it. But maybe it's just me all the time. I think we're gonna do this thing. I think we need to figure this out. I think that's gonna come up with everything that we do on there.
So if we look at grade 2, 3, that's just sort of good. So ignore it, just for a minute. Is the word enforced and interpreted within governmental systems? At grade 4, you've got colonial time period and before. So part of the conflict of the colonial time period was this piece, how the decision making was. You'll have some of those same conflicts in grade 5. So I can see how we change it.
I'm not saying it doesn't come out, I'm just wondering if this is, we don't wanna talk about it, I'm just wondering if this is the best one. I just feel like that is so big, even within the state government, I feel like that's probably what we're gonna be talking on the principles of the republic when we get to this.
Right, so I'm wondering
So
if
that we
we-
just leave it one.
Or just leave out state and federal government.
Right, just the within governmental systems, knowing that we're going to discuss issues, but you still think that's huge?
I think it's huge, cause now you're talking about how would that be made within a monarchy, how would that be made in a,
But
you know.
we talk about that,
Right,
I mean, we
right.
talk about those things, I would,
And that's, I think
And I think all you need to do is cover that.
I think it's actually probably really not, I would say it's probably not all that well talked about, probably very briefly hit on in certain things. It's probably not seen as something that you're going to assess until they take a government class in high school. To be honest with you, that's probably my guess. A lot of it, you're not assessing if they can lay out what a constitutional monarchy is and if they can lay out all of those things.
right, and we're not labeling them. You know, we're not saying
Right.
within a this, and this. We're just saying that they get the idea that there is, that happens within governmental systems differently in some.
Which might be a neat thing for table, that region slot. Because we don't, anywhere in here do we say that there are different kinds of governmental authoritative decision-making processes.
Which earlier in
school.
But they're developing this whole context of the state. That will be something that throughout that year is becoming very tangible to them and concrete for them. And so I could see how there would be a strong connection there that would make it more authentic maybe.
Yeah, I was just wondering something similar. I'm thinking about the authoritative decisions in the state and cross county.
But
Start as a
they already should have some background in authoritative decisions. I kind of like the language in the, for first grade it said, give examples of the use of power with authority in school. Give examples of the use of power without authority in school. When someone's cutting in line, they're using power that they don't have the authority to use, you know. But I don't know.
I like how we apply things.
But-
That was kind of a good thing.
The second grade one isn't sitting too well. I'm trying to.
Right.
But I could see, right now there's groups of people rewriting the standards because there are some decisions made. I've certainly talked to at Easter dinner with the whole scope and age group in our family about that process, you know. And I think kids can have that real issues at second grade.
Like my daughter at second grade would be fine having this discussion, and she did it.
But in the process of, I just, not seeing where we're applying yet. I like the moving to analyze it third, fourth, or fifth. I guess at fourth and fifth, but.
Find examples of.
Researching people.
Right.
And I'm not saying write a research paper, and just research.
Right.
Again.
Thing about the state, it's interesting, you know, it gives a territory with appointed governor first. Who is the authoritative figure? What's the in state board, then you have other authoritative decisions from Fred Scott.
C three, says follow agreed upon rules for discussions while responding attentively to others when addressing ideas and making decisions as a group. That's by second grade, so they would understand there are rules for discussions when responding attentively to others and figuring out how people would make decisions as a group. By fifth grade, they say that they should use deliberative processes when making decisions or reaching judgments as a group. So we discuss if they're going to use these processes. One, they will follow agreed upon rules. Second one is more deliberative processes. By eighth grade, it says compare deliberative processes used by a wide variety of groups in various settings. And then by the end of 12th grade, it says use appropriate deliberative processes in multiple settings. It just says that there are decision-making processes. It doesn't necessarily try to apply them necessarily to any one set, region or size of school, community, of. I think that's where I've kind of struggled with this, is when we start to try to apply it and then how it then, what that, you know, and again, it may not really matter because it may just be there, but they're gonna address it multiple times in different ways. I'm just wondering, but, may not.
Yeah, we might even, we have something in the standards right now that's like that, and I can't find it. That's very similar to that. And the existing rules. I'm curious where it is now.
The other
Yeah,
is,
the decision, because that's what we're talking about there is like the decision-making process versus how decisions are made. says, you know, use this process, such as using this process. Yeah, all of them.
Okay, so here's what we propose. I propose we think about it. I'm gonna take the yellows off and make them green. Or I can just use, I can leave the first two and just use the three. We're 5 minutes till 2. And we're gonna be done around 2-ish, so. I think this would be an engaging conversation that we have the next time we get together.
Leave the first two and then green the last three. Is that your thought?
Yes. Do any of us like this? Right, that's where the struggle starts. So if I go that, make these green. Start hearing that. His way from the whole first half of the day. Try and get into this. No, this is not easy to jump into. I think this will be, it'll elongate this conversation, but. May 14, 15, June 29th, 3rd. Let me go ask Marge where we're meeting.
All we have to do in these other forms is just sign where it's highlighted, right? I have to put anything else out. It's already 2 o'clock. Time flies when you're having fun, I guess, huh?
inherited